Like, why do I have to tell you? Let me just show it to you. Right? And that's how you get in. And so here's the point. So the point is, we don't actually need to actually go throughout the house to get an idea of how much work the house needs, okay? But if we got the opportunity as a bidder to go through the house before the house goes to sale, couldn't we bid higher than everybody else? You guys get that? Right? And so if it's a renter and you say those lines, you're automatically going to get in. Okay? And that's why, like I said, I always want like someone actually to be there, you know? Because if it's a renter, I'm going to get in. And if it's an owner, you're going to at least open the door. Okay? And when the owner opens the door, my goal there is just to see what I can see. Okay? Meaning, like, you know, if a person opens the door, you can see a lot. Would you guys agree? Like, you're standing right there. As you're knocking on the door, you know, kind of like peek through the windows if you can, right? And when they open the door, you're getting that window of opportunity to see the inside. You're seeing something that majority of all bidders never seen because they never did this. Okay? And right there, if I see the floors, they're in good shape. If I see the walls are in good shape, if I see the paint, I can see a lot from just the door opening. And through that alone, I can come up with an estimate or a projected rehab budget that's low or high. Would you guys agree? Okay? And so even if I don't get the walkthrough, I got to see the house. Okay? And once I have that, and I do that with the homeowner or with the renter, I've come up with a projected estimate, and then I leave. Questions before I continue? Any questions before I continue? Go ahead, over here. Go over here first, yeah, it's closer.
I thought it was illegal to bother the owner.
Yeah, that's a great question. The question was, is it illegal to bother the homeowner, right? I think someone has actually asked that question yesterday, and at that time I didn't know the answer. What I come to learn was that the only thing that you're doing illegally at this moment is you're trespassing on someone's house, okay? Because you went into someone's property, knocked on their door. That's the only thing that's illegal. Now, in terms of the homeowner being behind on payments, the property being listed on the list of it going to sheriff's sale, that's all public, okay? Plus, this activity that I do, I've been doing this for like 5 years, okay? The worst thing I've ever gotten is a cop saying, don't go back to that house. Do you guys follow? But the thing is, by then, I already got what I needed, right? I already saw the house. You know, he's not going to be like, I'm going to put you in cuffs because you knocked on someone's door. Do you guys follow? Next question.
So with going to the house, what I learned, you know, and I have limited compared, but I know an eviction for a tenant versus an eviction for an owner is completely different.
Yeah, eviction for a tenant is 45 days. Eviction for an owner is what's called ejectment, okay? And it takes 2 months.
So it's only 2 months difference between
Correct.
eviction for...
It actually takes longer to evict a tenant, okay? And the reason why is because if they're leased, if a tenant that occupies the property has a lease that says that they're still allowed to be there for 6 months, and they're paying, well, guess what? If you're the winning bidder, you have to allow them to live there for 6 months.
Right.
So it's actually not as bad. If you were bidding if you went to the sheriff's sale in New York, and you won a property, tenant or owner, eviction is 15 months. Okay, so New Jersey is a piece of cake.
Will you speak a little bit about evictions?
We're gonna get there. We're not there yet. Yeah. The only thing I would say about eviction is just call my attorney. That's it. His name is Derek Reed. He's out of Newark. You can literally just type in Derek Reed, REED, Newark, and his number will come up.
So if you take over a property in that situation where you have a renter, are you now collecting their rent, or where is it going to?
Well, if you won the sale and the property is being occupied by a renter, you would be collecting the rent until their lease is up. Yes.
When you said that you would tell the homeowner, I could help you, and they may call you back,
Yeah.
would there be a chance to buy their property directly? Like, once you go through the foreclosure process, doesn't it, like, have to continue that way?
Yeah, so the question is, when I meet with the homeowner for that short, like 10-second pitch, right? And then let's say the homeowner calls me, could I buy the house from them before the sale? The answer is yes, okay? But the thing is this. The thing is, tonight's topic is on buying at the sheriff's sale, not buying before the sheriff's sale. Do you guys follow? Okay, I can talk a little bit about buying before the sheriff's sale. Like if they call you back, then pick it up, talk to them, see what you can do, and then let them walk you through the house, right? And what happens is, chances are the house is either has a ton of equity, or it has no equity, or it has it's break even, right? The only people that's going to be able to take care of take advantage, of break even property, meaning it's worth market value dollar for dollar, are realtors. Am I right? And because of that, I would just send that opportunity to a realtor and connect it with a realtor and let them make their commission. I would tell them to price it low, so that way there's a lot of people that come out fast to look at it. Once they come out to look at it, if there's enough people there, they're going to bid it up. And it's always been like that. I just don't know why realtors don't do that. Okay, and so if it's like that, I would just give it to a realtor. If it's underwater, there might be an opportunity to do a short sale. And yes, you can get short sales done in under 2 months or even 1 month. Okay, the reason why I know that is because I've done a lot of short sales. I started with short sales, and then I got into the business of buying mortgages. And then when I got into the business of buying mortgages, I was the bank approving the short sales. Okay, and the only reason why I would take so long to approve a short sale is if the offer is ridiculously lower than what the actual house is worth. Would you guys agree? Think about it like this. Short sales don't take that long if you give the bank exactly what they want, right? If they get exactly what they want, it's instant, right? Who wouldn't want their money faster if you give them exactly what they want? The problem with it is people don't know how the bank comes up with the number they want. You get it? If you figure out how they come up with the number they want, you can then influence that number to come out not only for the number they want, but now it's your number they want. And the approvals are instant. That was last month's topic. Okay. This month's topic is the sheriff's sale, right? And so yeah, so if you can get it before the house goes to sale, I would call the homeowner back, get an opportunity to see the house, figure out if the house has equity, no equity. If it has equity, you can just put it under contract and wholesale it to somebody here. I'll buy it if it's in a good area, in an area I buy. Do you guys follow? But if it has no equity and it's underwater, you have to do a short sale. And if it's at just market, I would just give it to a realtor. I would identify a realtor that you want to build a relationship with that does business in that area, and I would trade them opportunities. See, realtors are in the business to make more money, right? Just like everybody else. And so I would identify a realtor that you know has a lot of opportunities in that area, and you're interested in buying from them. I would just say, hey, I got this lead. This homeowner is losing their house. This house is worth this much. I think you're like one of the best or top realtors in this area. Can you just help them sell the house? I send so much referral business to people because of that. When I buy a house from them, they actually try to help me get the house. So it's kind of like you take care of one person, they take care of you back. That's really it. That's how I would do that. Everybody good with that? Can I one more question, or I'm going to continue? Okay, one more question over here.
What's your approach as far as bidding on occupied properties versus vacant properties? And
we're going to get there.
Okay.
We're going to get there, yeah. Are we good so far? Like, just ask me questions in regards to what I've covered. Okay? Go once, twice. Okay, I'm going to continue. All right, So once I have the estimate of repairs based on just the eye, right? Like if I get the opportunity the homeowner calls me and I get to walk through the house, I get to see the house. I'm like the only person who got to see the house. You know, the other thing is this, sometimes some of these properties are listed on MLS or they're for sale. If that's the case, use that opportunity to see the house. But here's the problem with those properties. Everybody else have also seen it, right? And because of that, there's going to be a lot more competition for that. So in a way, we want properties that no one else has seen. And we're the only people that got to see it. Because we're the only people that got to see it, we can come up with a bid that's better than anybody else. You guys agree? Yes? Yes? Okay. 5 people. Got it. So once I come back to the office, what I would then do now is come up with a repair estimate. Once I have the repair estimate, I have to now do ARV. Okay, what is ARV? ARV is pretty much a process of looking for like-kind properties. ARV stands for after repair value. I would go on the MLS. You have to have access to MLS, okay? If anybody here doesn't have access to MLS, I wouldn't recommend playing with the sheriff's sale. So how do you get access to the MLS if you don't have one? There's 2 ways. One is become a realtor, okay? That's the easiest way to get MLS, but you got to spend 80 hours to take a class, pass 2 tests, and then get your license, right? That's one way. The second way is become really good friends with a realtor, okay? From there, I would ask that agent the following. I want to pay for your MLS. Number 1, right? Number 2, in exchange, I want you to get me access to what's called an assistant MLS account. I'm not asking for their MLS, because that's illegal. You guys got that? And you know what's it's illegal to who? To the MLS, right? It's not illegal to the law, right? It's illegal to the laws of the MLS. But anyway, I'm asking not for your MLS, I'm asking for the assistant account. Okay? The main MLS is about $200 for 6 months to a year, and then the assistant account is $50 to 6 months to a year. So in essence, to get access is going to cost you about $250 to $300 for 6 months at the minimum. And once you have access to MLS, you have the tools that all the pros use to do due diligence on a property. Okay, Zillow doesn't cut it. Okay, you can use Zillow, Redfin, all these platforms if you're okay with losing money. Okay, but if you want to make money and know for a fact, you got to get the MLS. Any questions in regards to how to get the MLS? Raise your hand. Go ahead. What?
If you flip the house, can you put your house in the MLS? So you only hold the contract. You didn't close it yet. Can you put the listing in the MLS?
Can you flip a contract on the MLS? The answer is yes. Okay, but that's a different class. Okay, you can put house on the contract and put it on MLS. I've done it. I'll give you. Do you guys understand what I just said? Do you guys want me to cover that, or you want me to just skip that? Raise your hand. You want me to cover it, or raise your hand. You want me to continue? It'll take 2 minutes. You guys good with it? I'm gonna do a 2 minutes pitch really quick. I'll give you an example. So I went and found a house on MLS. I was able to lock it up on the MLS. It's on the MLS already. You guys got that? I locked it up on the MLS. And the thing is this, let's say on the MLS it's advertised for $600,000. I locked it up. Let's say somehow I locked it up for $400,000. Everybody good? I have the right to buy it for now $400,000, yes? I then take that contract and I list the contract for sale on MLS. Now when a realtor pulls up this property, they see what? 2 listings. You guys follow? The first listing, the advertised price is $600,000. Everybody good? And it's under contract. The second listing is being advertised for what price? $400. No, I do it for $400. Okay? I always list things for what I have it under contract for, so that way, because it's so ridiculously low, people always bid it up. Okay? Anyway, I list it for $400. I disclose on there that I don't own this property and that this is a sale of a contract. But if you do want me to buy the property and sell it to you, no problem. I disclose that in the remarks. When a realtor sees this property, they're going to see 2 listings. They're going to see one for $600, it's under contract, and one for $400, it's active. Do they care? Do they care? Not only that, I disclose exactly how I can close. I can buy it and sell it, or you can buy the contract. It's up to you if you want to buy and make an offer, Mr. Realtor. That's it. The realtor that represents me on the $600,000 transaction gets paid, and the realtor that represents me on the $400,000 transaction gets paid. The realtors are getting paid more than me. They're getting paid on 2 transactions. And the realtor that helps their buyer get the property for below $600, let's say they buy it for $450 or they buy it for $750, they're getting their buyer a better deal. You guys see what I just did? Okay, so yes, you can flip these things on MLS, but again, that's another day. Back to this topic, share of sales. So when we're running comps, we need the MLS. Okay, the MLS is a tool you have to get, and I just showed you guys how to get it. Any questions on how to get the MLS? Raise your hand. Come on, guys, don't be afraid. I want you guys to get this thing. You have to use it. Zillow is no good. You'll lose money.
Do realtors have a limit on how many
Do
assistants?
realtors have a limit on how many assistants they can have? Yeah, it's really funny. They're only allowed to have 1 for whatever reason. I don't know why, okay? But they're only allowed to have 1 assistant account. Go ahead. Oh, wait, one over here. And just so you know, I'm not a realtor. I have access to the MLS through assistant accounts in pretty much all of New Jersey, parts of New York, and Pennsylvania.
So you mentioned the MLS over Zillow. What does the MLS give you that Zillow will not?
Everything. I'm going to tell you right now. Okay. Okay. So let's figure out. Let's talk about the MLS versus Zillow, right? First of all, where does Zillow get their data? Okay. No, it doesn't. It does not get their data through the MLS. The MLS is a private company. It's a company that that exists to serve the realtor community, and so all the data and all the activity of sales from all the realtors that are on there is an asset to the MLS system. Zillow gets their data through the public records. See, the public records are things that like happened a few months ago. It passed. It's recorded. But here's the things that's not available on the public records. So when a homeowner calls a realtor, they want to sell their house, right? The realtor creates what's called a listing. Once that paperwork is signed, they go look at the house, take pictures of the house, figure out the bedroom count, all that stuff, and then they put a listing up on the MLS. And then once it's on there, it sits. There's going to be days on the market that it's going to sit. It can sit a month, 2 months, whatever time it sits. Anyway, there's a clock keeping track of that. Somebody makes an offer. They take it off the MLS and they make it. They say it's like a pending contract. Okay, and then let's say it doesn't pan out, and it comes back active, and then the price gets reduced. It sits a little bit longer. Another offer comes in. My point is this: Zillow has none of that data. Do you see? Does Zillow have that for you? None of that. Okay. All those activities that's going on is very powerful, very helpful for us as investors. Why? Because depending on what activities are going on a listing, I can tell you how motivated the seller is. Am I right? The business of getting good deals is to be able to identify motivated sellers. Right? I'll give you another example. Let's say the listing was on for 6 months and it expired, okay? And now it's back on the market again. And what happens is, for people that don't know how to look at MLS listings, they'll see that it just came on as a new property. But the MLS keeps track of all the archive data, all the history. And so for all you know, the property's been actually on the market for 5 years. but every 6 months they renewed their listings, or their listing expired and it would be renewed. And so that's some other stuff that you don't get through Zillow, okay? And the point is there's a lot of valuable data that you can get on the MLS on the property, but not only on the property, but on the comparables. Because every realtor is doing this process of creating this data, and so that way other realtors on the other side can easily sell it. Like on Zillow, you're not gonna get, like if you ever do a research on Zillow for a property, and let's say you would get 10 results, on the MLS you would get 100. Okay, and because you would get so much more, you can get things down to like exact copies of your property versus assuming these things are exact copies. Do you follow? So the data is so much more accurate. Okay, so I encourage you all to get MLS. Anyway, once you get asked an MLS, what's next? I would jump on MLS, identify what kind of property you have. Let's say it's a colonial and it has a triangle roof, right? So from there, I would do an MLS search for properties similar in kind that are colonials, same bedroom count, and then all the sold within the last 6 months comes up. From there, I would then tell the MLS to plot it on a map. Let's say there's like, I don't know, like 60 sales, but 20 of them was on this side of town and 40 was on the other side. What side of town is your property on? Right? Because if it's on the other side, it's actually not the same comparables. Do you guys agree? Just because the bedroom count and the style of the property looks the same, but the neighborhood or the side of town the house is on is very different, the value is different. Okay? Do you guys ever see towns like that? I'll give you guys a simple town. Look at Jersey City, Greenville, Jersey City. JFK is the dividing line. Left side's totally different value. Right side's totally different value. Okay, but same neighborhood. You guys follow? It's the same neighborhood. Okay. The crazy part is not the bad side. The prices are starting to go even higher than the better side. Okay, that's the crazy part. You guys didn't get that joke, did you? So you know what I'm talking about? Good, okay. Anyway, so not only are we looking at, like in terms of the property, how it's built the same, but we have to make sure it's on the same neighborhood, okay, or the same side of the street and the right side of the street and all that. And from there, we're narrowing the search down, and then once, let's say we only have like 20 results, I would then look at each of the properties that sold, right? And I would only look at, of course, the most expensive ones, right? Because ARV says what? ARV is saying, we want to know what property you're looking at could be in its best condition or in its fully renovated state. Do you guys follow? ARV stands for after repair value. So you're not going to do a light repair. You're going to do like, a nice repair and be able to maximize its value. And so let's say if ARV, to keep numbers simple, let's say there's like, 6 properties in the area that sold, similar bedroom count, bathroom count, style property, style roof, lot size, all the same. Comes out to be, let's say, $1 million.